You have not taken, we will fine. However, we were supposed to start with multi-threading, right? So, I mean, it's a last topic of multi-threading, that is producer-consumer problem, which we were supposed to discuss, but I'll not be starting with that. Okay, just before that for today, because still there is one more drive going on. What I want to do for today is revision complete. Okay, some of you have problem, keep your problems aside, or if you want to keep your problem along with you, keep it. Does not matter. But I believe revision is much required. Yes, whatever we have done, classes see. Anyways, I don't want to talk on that topic. However, I feel revision is much important. However, I believe all of you also know that PPT was not given. Yes. Meanwhile, on a daily basis, the concepts were being revised. Yes. At least 20 minutes it used to take for revision, or at least 10 minutes. Am I right? Is there any day which has started a new topic? I didn't revise previous topic. Every day we used to revise, and I'll still revise. Those who understand it, why it is being done, they will understand. Those who don't understand, does not matter. Okay. So, just before I proceed ahead, I know again, sir, you do topics that we will revise. What is the guarantee? And most of the time I can see. And again, I have not taken mock also, right? Mock interview I have told that I'll take, I have not taken. The reason is, again, the question will come on me itself saying that, sir, PPT is still not given, what mock interview will you take? Okay. For that reason, mock interview is also not being taken. Today I'll share almost half of the content. Which are those major contents? One is your encapsulation, second one is your inheritance, third one is your static keyword, fourth one is your exception handling, fifth one is your multi-threading. These many topics and methods and other stuff anyways will be shared. Okay. These 5 PPTs will be shared today. Now, immediately after the class, but again, not in PPT format, it will be in PDF format. Getting my point? So, please go through that, and hopefully next week. Collections, anyways, I should finish it. I know that I'll finish it. But extra time I'll take. How I'll take? You need not worry, but I'll take extra time and I'll make sure mock is done. Okay. When there is something which I have not done, definitely you got a chance to speak about it. But anyways, I don't want to justify myself. Mistake is a mistake. I have not shared it yet. But however, I'll share it. But again, mock interview also will be there. Okay. So speaking about the topic, which one? Very first one, like methods and other stuff, I believe all of you know. What do you mean by method overloading? Wow. Then in interview also will you tell the same thing? वो पूछेगा सॉरी मेथड ओवरलोडिंग क्या है? अरे सेम नेम रहेगा, पैरामीटर्स अलग रहेगा, ऐसा ही बोलोगे? तो मतलब एक तरीका तो होना चाहिए आंसर करने का. Online.
The method name will be same for both classes and the parameters are different.
That's it. Method name will be same, parameters will be different. Have I taught in same way? Again, whatever definition you guys are saying, if there are 100 people who are attending interview, 95 will say the same. That is the reason we have taught. Not saying that it is wrong, but it is not complete answer. Getting my point? There is totally a huge difference between saying wrong answer and giving complete answer. Huge amount of difference is there. What does it mean? What I have told you. Method overloading is a process of writing multiple methods with same name, same number of parameters, same type of parameters, but however, order of occurrence of parameters should be different. How is this answer and how is the other way around? Ankur, right? Whatever you said. It seems good. I mean, I'm not trying to offend you here, but there is something that you should correct and try to change it. Okay. So keeping that in our mind, when we speak about method overloading, should we speak only that much? Then what? We have to how it's working. That you will anyways explain in a program. Apart from that, we should also speak about virtual polymorphism. See, clearly I've given few pointers. If you guys remember, for each and every topic, I have given few pointers. So those pointers, if you don't remember, it's of no use. Because definition everyone will say and again they will wait. You are also committing the same mistake. If you feel, no, sir, it is wrong, I don't want to do it like this, you do your own way. But I myself have seen many students who followed this and it worked. Okay, nothing new here. Previous batches, you are speaking about previous batches. When I say, some of you will be like, sir, you have not taken previous batch only. Okay. What I am speaking is 1-2 years back. From then I'm speaking. In between, I was not taking for other reasons. But 1-2 years back, whatever I have tried, according to that, I'm speaking. Okay. If I speak about method overloading, what I should tell? All of you, just take it like a test. No need to write anything. No need to write anything, but just observe this topic name and try to recollect. Now you are in an interview only, you are there. Only one-on-one is there, you and interviewer is there. Okay, imagine. Now this question is asked. What all you will tell? Definition you will tell. Then that will come in method overloading definition itself. Online. Online.
Yes, sir.
What we should say?
Sir, it is the process where the
No,
method.
definition is done. Next, what all I should speak about method overloading? However, just check if you also can correlate same thing or not. First, I will speak about definition and then I'll give an explanation why we call this as virtual polymorphism with example. Okay. And then not only this much, if you check in notes also, whatever, I mean, notes I have not given, whatever I'll give. In that also, if you check properly, whatever I have taught, in that same sequence it is there. Last point also I have taught, what is that? No role for return type. Return type does not play any role in method overloading. Yesterday, those who have attended, I think there was one question asked related to method overloading, and same to same question was taught in class if I'm not wrong. That is all related to return type does not play any role in method overloading. Was it taught or not? As simple as that. And anyways, those who have attended, they know it. However, for some of you, still the chance is not given to attend the interview because of your core Java. Okay, we do know that. So keeping that aside, however, these three things I have discussed. Yes, and then I have given few more programs, that is wherein I'll be passing integer and integer, but there is no method with integer and integer only. Then what will happen? Typecast will happen. Yes, typecasting, I believe all of you remember. Typecasting will happen even though you are passing integer and there is no method with integer parameters. Then what will happen? It will check at least int float or float int. Any of these methods are there or not. If it is there, what it will do? First one, it will store in int. Second parameter, it will store in float. If you are passing 10, 10, first one it will store as 10 only, but second one it will store as 10.0 and it will work the same way. Is that clear? Online?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Next, if I ask you about encapsulation. Encapsulation. Online.
Process of providing security to the most important component of the object. Providing security by direct access
By
and
direct access.
uh, and
By direct access.
providing security to prevent from direct access and provide control access.
Mhm. Done. Done. Online others. Others.
Direct access can be prevented by declaring by private for the variable, and the control access can be provided by using setters and getters methods.
Okay, others. Next. That's it. Will you speak only about this much? After that, again, encapsulation means I have given you, just a minute. Okay, quickly. See here, first thing is related to encapsulation, I should speak 3 pointers. Which are those 3 pointers? Whenever I speak about encapsulation, I should speak definition only. In definition, there are 3 pointers. Okay, 3 points you assume, which is related to definition itself with program. Yes. What are the 3 definitions or 3 pointers? It should be in a sequence. It is not something like off you said. The other of you waited for interview to ask. What is that? It is a process of providing security to the most important component of the object. How will we provide security? By preventing the direct access and providing the control access. How will we prevent direct access? By making the variable as private, and we should include setters and getters to provide the control type. Is that clear? Yes. After that, what we have done in that, we have taken only one parameter, that is page number, right? Only page number was there, that is one parameter. Yes. Am I right? But later what I have done, I have considered one more example wherein there was 3 parameters. Yes, which are those? Name, color, cost. Yes, because of that, I will make use of one setter for 3 parameters. And what we will do? We will write one single setter. We need not write multiple setters, but getter should be separate only. Setter, one single setter I will keep, and how it will work I will explain, and then what variables name we have taken, x, y, z we have taken. But is it a good approach to take x, y, z? No, we should take the same name as of the instance variables names. Am I right? Because of which I will make it as name, color, cost only. If I make it as name, color, cost, will the program work? No, it will display default values. So what I should do? Here setter I will explain, and then I should explain shadowing problem. To overcome the shadowing problem, I should use this keyword. This keyword will always be associated with instance variable. And then here I've used setter. Instead of using setter, there is something which is inbuilt that we can use it, that we call it as constructor. Then definitely you should explain about constructor. Constructor is nothing but special type of constructor is nothing but a special type of setter which is used to set the values for instance variables wherein the constructor name should be same as of your class name, and it is not required for a programmer to give explicit return type. Was that true?
Yes, sir.
This much only we have discussed, I believe. Discuss two more concepts, that is super method directly, local chaining, constructor chaining. Local chaining is nothing but making use of this method call. This method call, how it works, I believe all of you still remember. This method call means what?
The access to the parent method.
Local chaining is calling parent class. Online. Really? This method call, what does it mean? What is the functionality of this method call online?
That instance variable to local variable.
Really? Instance variable to local variable. This method call duty. Anyone online?
Sir,
It will call the constructor in the same class.
Exactly. What do you mean by this method call or local chaining if you ask me? Again, whoever answered, right answer it is, but the way of answering should be changed. Not only me, even your interviewer will get offended. Okay. The reason is interviewer is not your friend. So whoever answered, that's really great. I appreciate the right answer it was, but what I can say is, when you answer, it should be in such a way you're answering to someone. You're not simply telling to just like your friend. Okay. Again, local chaining means what? Local chaining is a process of taking a control from one constructor to another constructor within same class, and this can be achieved by making use of this method call. Yes, constructor chaining. Now I don't want to ask constructor chaining because anyways you will answer it. Constructor chaining is a process of taking control from one constructor to another constructor in parent class. Means taking a control from child class constructor to parent class constructor, not child class to parent class, sir. No, child class constructor से parent class constructor में जाएगा. Clear? Yes, no. And also that much you will anyways answer. Along with that, assume that two more scenarios you should explain. One is related to your RCI, means what? Recursive constructor invocation. Means what? Assume that there is one constructor of 3 parameters. Okay, inside that I will write this method with 3 parameters on. Will it work? There is a constructor in whichever class, parent, child, whichever. There is a constructor with 3 parameters. How many? 3. Inside that I will call this method with 3 parameters. Will it work? What will happen? It will keep on calling the same constructor again, and again, which leads to a recursive constructor invocation. Some of you are surprised. Is it new topic over? Done, right? Like I am getting confused whether I have done it or not. Done it? Sure? Okay, thank God. So recursive constructor invocation, I believe all of you are clear. In recursive constructor invocation itself, two types are there. One is calling, if there are three parameterized constructor, inside that I'm calling this with three parameters. The other one is, which one? The other one is if there is 100 constructors in a class, all the 100 constructors are having this method only. Getting my point? If I have all the methods, all the constructors with this method only inside that, what will happen? That will also lead to recursive constructor invocation only. Okay, forget about 100, consider 3. One constructor with one parameter, second constructor with two parameters, third constructor with three parameters. Inside first constructor with one parameter, what I'll do? This method with two parameters I'll call. Inside two constructors, this method with three parameters I'll call. Inside three parameters, this method with one parameter I'll call. So what will happen? First it will come to 1. From there it will go to 2. From 2 to 3. From 3 to 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It will keep on looping. That will also lead to recursive constructor invocation error. Is that clear? Any doubt in this? No? So next is what? Can anyone answer? I mean, encapsulation concept, is that clear? Anything else? All of you. But again, you can remember it like this if and only if you remember the programs. If you have the knowledge of this concept and if you remember programs, then by looking at this much, how much time it will take for you to explain this much? Anyone? Sir, I am a worst student. I just know some amount of this. How much time it will take for you to explain this much? How much? Minimum to minimum, you say it will take 20 minutes. Minimum. You will be able to speak for 20 minutes. Some of you may say, sir, if they ask for constructor, should I start from encapsulation? No. You start from here on. But what is the benefit? I told you to write a note like this. But no one did. I already know that. Anyways, I'm not asking you to do it. If you do it, it will be beneficial. No, sir, don't want to. Don't do it. Those who are doing it already, you guys will be having a knowledge. What is the benefit if you do it like this? Okay, what is the benefit? If they ask you from constructor, what you can do? Starting from here, you will get a clear picture. Starting from here, below, whatever is coming, I should speak. Yes or no? Am I right or not? I have the concept is designed. I mean, the programs or the examples or the concepts are designed in such a way. There is a link between previous concept and this concept as well as previous program and this program. For this complete concept, which program I have taken? Only doc program, if you remember. In doc program, only all this concept was done. Why? For you to remember all this concept, how much program you should remember? One program only. In that, modifications are there. Small modifications you should remember. No, sir, I don't want to remember that much also. Then why are you trying for job? Does not make sense. If you can't even remember according to concept, what you should change, then it's of no use. Priyamda, I don't want messages. I mean, answer in chat box. Please try to unmute and speak. Okay. Next, what? Can you tell me what is the difference between instance variables and local? Ankur, right? Online, am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I was asking a question. I mean, I have asked a question that is, what can you define as a difference between instance and local variables? Yes.
We declared inside of
Instance
class and
variable,
outside of method.
the
And local
instance
variables will be declared inside of class and inside of method.
So is it?
Sir, instance variable are created inside the class and outside the method. However, local variable is created inside methods only. And instance variable by default value will be given by compiler, and local variable value.
Compiler will it give?
Yes, sir.
Will compiler give default value for your instance variables? Have I told that? Will compiler give?
Automatically given by compiler, sir.
Automatically it will be given, that is true. But by compiler, have I told? If instance variables is getting initialized to default values, who is the reason?
JVM.
JVM.
JVM? Really?
Sir, because of constructor, default constructor, we get default value.
Because of default constructor, we'll get default value. Is it right? Have we discussed the concept of object class constructor? While explaining clearly, I've marked that whenever object class constructor is executed, then your instance variables will be initialized to default values. Told or not? Told?
Yes, sir.
All those were answered. It's really good, but there are few
Um,
things which are going wrong. Okay, just to list it out. It does not matter to me if you all
Local
want to listen or not. First thing is here what you should speak. Already I have given keynote also, key point also for some of you. I don't know like how many of you have used it. First one is I should speak about definition. Yes, I'll speak about definition. What do you mean by definition? Instance variables are those variables which are present inside the class directly and outside the method, whereas local variables are those variables which are present inside the class and inside the method. Chance was given. Now let me answer. Please don't answer anyway. Some of you, what you did, just told the definition and stopped. What was the question asked? Difference. Difference means definition is sufficient. If you feel it is sufficient, it is sufficient. If not, you should have answered differences. Some of you tried, but again, answer should be valid enough as well. So segment. In which segment memory will be allocated for instance variables? That is your heap segment. And whereas your local variables will be on stack segment. Next. Instance variables. Initialization to default value will be done by object class constructor, whereas local variables will never be initialized to default values. Next, until and unless you initialize your instance, I mean, without you initializing instance variables also, you can use instance variables. But whereas usage means what? Instance variables can be used without initialization also. Why? Because default value will be already there. But whereas local variables, what? Local variables should be initialized, then only you can use it. If not, you can't even use it. Getting my point? Here, who will do? Who will do initialization? Here, what? Until and unless initialization is done or not, whether you can use it or not. Getting my point? And the next what? D after I start, then it will be like deallocate. So deallocation. Speaking about deallocation, when your instance variables will be deallocated, However, I do understand that PPT was not given. Perfect. No doubt. Recordings were given, right? Download access was also given, right? I don't want to, question any one of you because ultimately keep blaming, keep doing. Anyways, for me, so it does not matter. Keeping it simple. But for you guys, if you feel it is right, my point is recordings were given, right? Recordings were given. Yes. PPT, anyways, I'll give. Today itself, I'll give. Already 5 of them I already have. Okay. But the point is, recording was there, right? You could have noted these things. Have I explained or not? Have I shown or not? You would have taken screenshot also. Yes. From screenshot, at least you could have made a note of it somewhere. Did you do? No. Some of you would have done. Others. Then why can't even a single person answer properly? Why? So depending on PPT, sir. When recording is there, that was a live class. That recording is there. From that you didn't do anything. If I give PPT, do you think you will do so much? Think. But if opinion goes wrong, then you will fall so badly. It will be way too difficult to wake up also. Just think about that. However, finishing the concept is important, right? I have finished. For that matter, if I have to speak, deallocation. Instance variables will be deallocated as and when objects become a garbage object. Whenever garbage collector collects it within 3 milliseconds, immediately all the instance variables that has been allocated will be deallocated and the memory will be freed. Whereas local variables, online. When local variables will get deallocated? Yes. When local variables will get deallocated?
Returns from that particular method.
Sorry?
When controller will returns from that particular method.
So when the method is executed, after that it gets deallocated.
When method is executed. Immediately after your method is executed, will your local variables be deallocated? Do you guys remember types of methods? Not inherited, overridden, and this one. Types of methods, that is input, output, no input, output, input but no output, no input, no output. Those programs. Do you remember? In that, I have clearly told you when exactly local variables will get deallocated. It is not when when a method is executed, but I should tell you whenever all the statements inside activation record are executed, the control will leave that method. Whenever control is leaving that method, immediately that activation record will get deleted. Whenever activation record is deleted, whatever is present inside that also will get deleted. Getting? Yes? Clear? At least these 5 points you should speak about your differences between instance variables and local variables. Is that clear? Online?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm so sorry. Today, anyways, I'm not expecting yes also because I want to do, I'm doing it. Okay. Next, static. Speaking about static, what exactly it will be? Online. Assume that there is an interview which is going on and I will ask you something saying that define static keyword. Define static keyword. ओके बस हो गया. रुकने के लिए तो आप बोला नहीं था, तब भी रुक गया.
But this keyword can be applied on variables, methods, and blocks only. It cannot be applied on constructor.
Sir, this is a special code used to manage data data. So this static can share the same class within the.
Data. When you say data, what you are trying to address?
The data management.
Really? So can you give one example? See, I need not ask it, but however, if you say this, ultimately interviewer, how we will ask? Whatever answers you give, from that answers only will question you. If you have, some of you have attended some interviews, then you will have an idea. Anything you say, immediately, if you consider encapsulation, you will tell that I want to give security to the most important component. Next question will be what? How will you give security? You will say, I will prevent the direct access. I will provide the control access. What will be the next question? How will you prevent direct access? How will you provide controlled access? Rather than doing that, you answer it clearly. So now you said data management. So how can you correlate static keyword with data management? Yes. I don't know who told me that. Data management, whosoever. If you can answer, it would be great. If not, I'll proceed. Okay, anyways, others? Static keyword. Do you guys at least remember how many days it was taken? Was it in one day? It was taken for 2 days. So now comes the question, static keyword. That's it. I told multiple times, if you get the static keyword concept, you are the most luckiest. You can speak at least for 1 hour completely. 1 hour you can speak for complete thing. See, here at least what is happening? In encapsulation, if you take what is happening normally, I'm starting with encapsulation and then I'm going for setter and then I'm going for constructor and then local chaining and constructor chaining. Somewhere inside one concept, there are subtopics. But static is one such topic. It is altogether one topic itself is in such a way you can speak for 1 hour. You are not prepared? Very good. Okay. Very good. However, I'm asking in general, don't feel bad. Say, ultimately, if you feel bad also, I don't mind. But whatever I want to convey, I'll convey. If feeling bad, leave. As simple as that. So keeping that point, because this one particular topic, how many times I have told? Flow also, how many times I have repeated? Even today, whatever flow I'm right, if the flow is going in some other direction or if the flow got changed, then you ask me. Now also whatever flow I'll write, it is the same way whatever I taught in class. Same to same will be there for sure. Then you will realize, oh, this one, sir, I was knowing it. Then why didn't you answer? If you know it, you should answer, right? Interviewer will he be able to scan your mind or what? No, right? Then you should answer. First thing, which are the static elements that can be there in a program? Which are the static elements? First you tell. Means static can be used where all? I can use static keyword on variables. I can use static keyword on block. I can use static keyword on methods. Yes or no? And then I explained you who can access whom. Don't give chance to interviewer. In a program, along with static elements, we can also have non-static elements. Which are those? Non-static variable, non-static block, non-static method. Yes, out of these, there is a static variable and non-static variable. Where all you can access it. Okay, can I use static variable inside static block? Can I use static variable inside static methods? Can I use static variable inside non-static block? Can I use static variable inside non-static method? Can I use non-static variable inside static block? Non-static variable inside non-static method? Non-static variable in static method? All these questions are there. If you remember that sheet, it will be easy for you to remember. What is there? Static variable in static anyways will be accessible. Non-static variable in non-static anyways it will be accessible. Static variable in non-static it will be accessible. But go reverse way. Non-static in static will not be accessible. When I asked you question, how did it feel? Easy to remember? But if you remember that sheet, definitely you can remember it easily. See, we are not, even we don't have so much time that, we will come teach whatever we want. If it was start, which means it is important. For that matter, if I have to teach each and everything that is present in Java, 5 months course is not sufficient. Only for Java, we should keep 1 year. Only for Java, whatever is there, everything if we should teach, 1 year we should keep. But we can't teach that much. That is the reason we have filtered out the content and we have kept only those things which are already important. But what you guys will do? Whatever filtered content we have given, from that also you will filter. Means this is not important, this is important. You will filter. On what basis you are filtering? Do you know at least? No. Simply will filter. Because it is difficult, this is easy. Filter it. Whichever is difficult, filter. It will not work that way. Okay. However, it's up to you. Now, this is not the right time to tell what is right or what is wrong. Already I've told multiple times. So this is first pointer, second. Next. Control flow means what? Execution of program will always start from where?
Top to bottom.
Top to bottom means what, sir? If interviewer asks from where execution of program will start, will you say top to bottom?
No, sir. Sir, after the main method, if it is static, then it will execute first.
Who is it? I mean, whoever said the answer, who is that Amar? Fine. You don't want to tell your name, that's okay. Guys, my question is, I really want to check, execution of program, will it start from main method?
From static elements, sir. First it
No,
will
sir.
static element.
When you say static element, which one? Main is also static element only. Will it start from main method?
Static variable.
Have I told this or not told this? Till I reach exception concept also, I was telling the same thing, I guess. Multiple times I have told the same thing, I guess. Yes? No, I just wanted to check from my side, have I done it or not done? From your side, what you are doing? Keep it. So there was a time when I was thinking about you guys also. Now it is a time you think. Okay. Now that stage has been reached. Now, control flow is done. Okay. Wherein I will tell you very first, whenever you write any program, every time the execution of program will start from static variable and then proceeding with that static block and then static method and then non-static variable, non-static block, non-static method. This is how the sequence. Speaking about static methods, assume that there are thousands of static methods. Which method will start first? Main method only. Even if you have thousands of static methods, main method only will start. Yes. And after that, to explain this scenario, whatever the flow I told, to explain this scenario, I have taken one sample program wherein there was one particular class within which there were 3 static variables, there were 3 non-static variables, or we can also call it as instance variables, and then one static block, one non-static block, one static method, one non-static method. Yes. And I have explained you with respect to memory map, memory diagram I can say. Yes. When I say memory diagram, which are all the segments that will be included in this program? Done. So overall, all the 4 segments will be involved in this. That is code, stack, heap, as well as static. In code segment, what will be there? Whatever the code we have written, that will be there. And then in static segment, all the static elements will be there. Who will place all the static elements in static block or static segment? Class loader will take all those, static elements and it will paste it on static segment. Got it? And then what is the duty of class loader? It will scan entire code segment to check if there are any static elements or not. If it is available, then it will take a copy of it and it will load it onto the static segment. Okay. Now static elements are available on static segment also and on code segment also. From where it will be loaded to active, stack. Whenever you call any method, one activation record should come, right? What do you mean the activation record? Nothing but a copy of that particular method. Whenever activation record, that has to be loaded. Now the question is from where it will be loaded. If there are static elements, definitely it should be loaded from static segment only and not from code segment. For explaining that clearly, I have done with one sample program. Content I'll give. Diagrams also will be there, but it will be in the format of PDF, not in the form of PPT. Why? Why, if you ask me, you will never watch the recording, right? Static दिया है, in that link modified नहीं दिया है, जो दिया है वो modified नहीं था, तुम लोग पूछ रहा था इसलिए वैसे ही दिया था, but वो modified नहीं है, पुराना था, okay? So where I'll give it, but it will be in the form of PDF, because any day if I want to convert it into PPT, I can do it. Can you do it? If you think 100%, 200%, I am sure you can't convert it into PPT. You can convert, but will animations work? No. So if you want it, go back and watch the recording. Okay. When I am taking up difficult tasks, why should I make your work easy? At least you make me feel that you guys are also working. Then I'll share PPT only. What I'll do keeping that PPT? Will I get money from that? Will I get any recognition from that PPT? Does not matter. If I can create one PPT, I can create 100 also. It does not matter if I give or not. I can give it. But effort should be there from your side also, right? When there is efforts, then I'll give PPT. Until then, I'll give PDF. Okay? Because ultimately notes is important. Notes is important, so keeping that. Sample programming is done. After that, applications. Yes. When you speak about applications, first one I'll speak about non-static variable. Second one, what is it? Then you will confuse me also. Static block and then non-static block and then static methods difference and non-static methods difference and then difference between this one. Instance variables and static variables. Got it? Got it or not? And along with that, if there are multiple non-static block, how it will work? Yes? Yes or no? These are the things that we discussed. So now speaking about applications, non-static variable and static variable. To explain this, what I have considered, The best example it was, that is formal example. What does it mean? Formal example means wherein I have considered rate of interest as a instance variable. When there is an instance variable, means what? There will be separate copy inside each object, which is occupying or which is taking 4 bytes each. Yes. And value is what? At least value is it different? No. Value is also same to same. Same to same means what? 2.0 only will be the rate of interest for you also, for me also, for VIP also, for VVIP also. For everyone, the rate of interest will be same. Yes or no? Then why should we keep separate or individual copy in each object? What is the purpose? Does not make sense. Memory is getting wasted. So to overcome that, what we will do? Static variable. So only one copy will be there inside your static segment. From there it will use. That one I have told using. So when should I go with static variable? When should I use static variable? Same value, then I can make it as final, right? If you are speaking about same value, then I can make it as final. If I make variable as final, what will happen? Value can't be changed. But here is the topic all about making the variable having one single value and it cannot be changed. No, that is not the topic here. Memory. 1,000 times I have told. When you want only one single copy, rate of interest was there in farmer 1 also, farmer 2 also, farmer 3 also with same value. When there is a same value, why should I have 3 copies? I can have only one copy, right? Yes or no? Yes, I can have only one copy. Assume that one simple example I'll give. For this classroom, means for this complete batch, I have given one tag called as FS22. Assume that I have given one tag called FS22. That tag, that ID card, should I give it for each one of this class? Not needed. For this complete class altogether, I have given one ID card as FS22 batch. All these people are in this particular batch. Should I give ID card for each one person? This is FS22, this is FS22, like that should I give? What is the problem there? Is it about value that they are from FS22, we can't change it to FS20? Is that the point? No. And again, can't I change the value of static? We can change. Any day have I told you that we can't change the value of static? We can change. But what is the benefit if I make the variable as static? We will not have multiple copies in each object. Rather, there will be one single copy for every object. Common copy will be there. If this object needs that, it will go there only and access. If any other object needs it, that will also go there only and it will access. Is that clear? Yes or no? So when I should make use of static variable? So when we want one common copy for every object, then we should go with static variables. When should I go with non-static variable? Exactly opposite to static variable. When I want separate copy for each object, means what? Principal amount. How much I will take, how much you will take, how much others will take. Will it be same? 100% no. We need definitely different copies. But rate of interest, same for all of us. So rate of interest should be static. Principal amount should be instance or non-static. Got it? So when should I go with non-static and static? I believe it is clear. Static block. If there are certain set of statements which has to be executed before main method, then definitely I should go with static block. Yes. When should I go with non-static block? Online. When should I go with non-static block?
Compulsorily executed for all the object when we go for non-static block.
Your good name, madam?
Shwetamfar.
Shweta. Okay, perfect. Right answer it is. When should we go with non-static block? When should we go with non-static block? I got proper right answer from online. I can't say online because everyone didn't even try. At least I got answer from Shweta online. Okay, offline. वाह, हमेशा यही गलती, एक बार नहीं, हमेशा। पिछले बार भी यही गलती की थी, इस बार भी वही गलती, सेम। So static block means before main method, non-static block means after main method. Wow, amazing. हाँ, अब कैसे आ गया? If you remember the sample program, then you will remember non-static block is that particular block within which I'll write certain set of statements which should be compulsorily should get executed for every particular object. If you are creating one object, okay, assume that you are creating one object. For this object, something should be done compulsorily. Getting my point? Like I have given one example also. If there is a new employee who is joining, okay, by default, whether he is good in his interview or not good in his interview, for everyone they will send one welcome kit. Yes, or joining kit we call it as welcome kit or joining kit. All of you are aware, I believe. If you open Instagram, you will be able to see the same. Nowadays it got reduced after COVID. I mean, recession from when it started, from that time it got reduced. Before that, so if you open, same welcome kit, welcome kit, welcome. However he performs, if there is one new employee, by default, welcome kit should be sent to their address. Yes or no? This process here, what should be done for every object, not only for one object, for every object, this should be done means done. Those type of statements I'll create it inside non-static block. Clear? And anyways, difference between static method or non-static method. Static method is nothing but generic or utility methods. Non-static methods are specific methods. Static methods can be accessed directly by using class name. Non-static methods cannot be accessed directly by class name. However, you should create a object and then reference, and using that reference you should access. Clear? Yes, no? Yes? And then difference between static variables and instance variables. What? Tell me the difference between static variables and instance variables. Sorry, static variables सही से बोलो. क्योंकि instance variables तो already I have given proper definition. You will tell that. So ultimately, instance variable also as well as static variable also both will be present inside the class and outside the method only. However, what will be the changes? If there is an instance variable, then static keyword will not be there. If there is a static variable, then static keyword will be present. Yes, that is the first difference. Second difference, same thing. Whatever you have told here, no, accordingly you tell the difference. Instance variables will be in heap, static variables will be in static. Initialization will be done by, of instance variables will be done by object class constructor, static variables will be done by JVM. Usage. Can I use static variables without initializing? Yes. Can I use instance variable without initializing? Yes. Can I use static variables directly by class name? Yes. Can I use instance variables directly by class name? No. Okay. And then deallocation anyways with respect to object, I mean instance variables only will speak about deallocation, not with respect to static, because it will be taken care by JVM itself. Clear? Okay. Next what? If there are multiple non-static blocks, how exactly it will work? What is that I have written here? Instance variables and multiple non-static blocks. Sorry? Laka. What left? Multiple non-static blocks, if it is there, how it will get executed? When it will get executed, you tell me first. It is true, but is it specific on to the point? No. When exactly non-static block will get executed? Sir, whenever object is created. Have I told you the same? Of course, whenever object is created, true. In object, there are many parts. In that way. That I told you in the beginning, but later I changed it. In the beginning, why I told, still you are not aware of the concepts. So what I can tell you, when exactly your non-static block will get called? Immediately after the super method call. Assume that inside a constructor you are having nothing, means you will write your own statement, system.out.println Naveen. By default, which means in that what is there? This method, is it there? No, if this method is not there, then by default, super method will be there. There is one super method inside your constructor. Getting my point? You will call that super method. I mean, you will not call that. By default, it will be there. So because of which control will go to object class constructor and it will come back. Once it comes back, okay, before it print the output as Naveen, before that it will go to non-static block, check and execute and then come back. And then it will execute, it will print the statement as Naveen. Getting my point? Yes, no. So if there are multiple non-static blocks, how it will execute? In a sequence that you have written or in the order that you have written. If there is first non-static block, it will execute. Next static block, non-static block, it will execute. Next non-static block, it will execute and then it will proceed. Yes? Yes or no? Online?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I believe after this, what I have done? There are few general topics I'm taking now itself because I don't want to do it later. In between, what is there? Rules of, what is this? Rules of overridden methods. Final, keyword, and then before this, anyways, if you are speaking here, before this, there should be access, modifiers, and then here, you have done final keyword. Next what? Any other general topic? After me writing age easy, you will say aggregate. Right? Wow. Thank you so much for helping me. हाँ हाँ वो तो कॉन्सेप्ट में है ना, मतलब इनहेरिटेंस कॉन्सेप्ट के अंदर आता है वो. ऐसा मतलब all these topics are generic topics. There is no dependency of these topics anywhere. There will be few more. I'm not able to recollect as of now as I'm doing in general. Access modifiers. Which are all the access modifiers that are there? Public, protected, default, and private. Who is having maximum visibility? Public. Least? Who is having least visibility? In a sequence I have given, I don't know what is the big thing here. Whosoever is coming last, they are having least visibility. That's it. Whosoever is coming at first, they are having more visibility. Okay, means what? Public will be accessible where all? All what? All what? In simple words, if you are making any variable as public, anywhere and everywhere it will be accessible. In simple words. Yes. If I make the variable as protected, where and all it will be accessible?
The same class and irrespective of the child classes.
Answer is right, but the way you kept it is wrong. So, protected variables, I mean, those variables which you make it as protected will be accessible in that class, as well as all the child classes irrespective of packages. Irrespective of whether it is this package, another package, be it any package, if it is a child class, it will be accessible. If you make any variable as default, where all it will be accessible?
Within the same package.
Within the same package. Irrespective of whether it is a child class or not a child class, it will be accessible. Last but not the least, private.
Only within the
Only
same.
within same class, nowhere else. Okay. Next, speaking about rules of overridden method. Many times I have told that it is important. Tell me, what do you mean by rules of overridden method? Means what are all the rules that you should follow? Before that, anyways, these all concepts will come after your inheritance, basically. Yes. Why? Because if you want to speak about rules of overridden methods, first you should speak with what do you mean by overridden methods? When overridden methods will come? When there is a concept of parent and child. Parent and child will come in inheritance. So you should keep inheritance first and then X modifiers and then rules of overridden methods. However, I'll tell that. What do you mean by rules of overridden methods? How many rules are there? Wow.
3 rules.
Wow. How many rules are there? 3. 3. 3 rules are there. Getting it? Not 5, not 4 rules. Okay. Which are those? We cannot reduce the visibility of an overridden method. If you want, you can keep the same visibility, or otherwise you can increase the visibility, but you can never decrease the visibility. That is your first rule of overridden method. Second rule says that we cannot change the return type of an overridden method. However, if we want to change it, then definitely there should be a easier relationship. That is your third rule. Getting my point? But can I create easier relationship between void and int? Primitives? No. So what we will do later? What we will do later? We will create our own classes and we will make that class as a return type. Getting my point? If you remember animal and tiger. Okay, that why I have done, so that I can create easier relationship between return types. Normally, can I create easier relationship between void and int? Is it possible? No, never. Is that clear? Online?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next what? Next. So rules of overridden methods is done. Then comes the final keyword. Final keyword with respect to class, if I associate, what will happen? That particular class cannot have any child classes, means basically it will never participate in inheritance. Then speaking about a final method, it can be overridden. Sorry, it can be inherited, but it can never be overridden. Does it mean I can't use it? No, I can use it, but I cannot override it. Means I cannot change the body. If I make the variable as final, what will happen? More or less, it works like a constant. Constant means what? We can use it, but we can never change the value of it. Clear? And then comes aggregation composition. Aggregation composition, I believe the topic you remember. Mobile operating system. That anyways, definition and only diagram I'll give. Program, I'll write it. Anyways, program also I'll include. But you will understand the program if you have attended the class. If not, by looking at the program, it will bounce over. Okay. However, next is what? After all this, what is next one? Inheritance. In inheritance, very first thing. That also I will write on. I thought I'll just revise it. However, later it will be helpful for someone who is really interested. Here, if I consider, what is the topic name? What do you mean by inheritance? What all you should say? Along with definition, one more point you should say, that is by using, we will implement it using by extends keyword. Definition means what? It is a process of inheriting the properties or behaviors of parent class to child class, or from base class to derived class. Got it? And we can implement this relationship by making use of extends keyword. Yes? Any other thing? If it is there, I would have mentioned in PPT. Next, what? Advantages or benefits? Yes? Because if you are taking any topic, what is the benefit of it? What are the benefits of this? Code reusability, reduce efforts of developer and reduce time of developer, and then increase the profitability. How it will increase the profitability? I think I have shown that. One example was there. Okay, you should see the PPT. However, next. Sorry? What methods? Wow. Is it really rules? I was not knowing. Rules of inheritance. What is it? Private variables cannot be accessed in child class, as well as multiple inheritance is not permitted in Java. Why it is not permitted? It will create diamond shape problem, which in turn leads to ambiguity. Okay, multi-level inheritance is permitted. Yes, and then cyclic inheritance is it permitted? No. Constructors, will it get inherited? No. It will just get executed, but it will never get inherited. In parent class, whatever constructors are there, will it get inherited? No. If it is getting inherited, why we are using super method call? It will not get inherited, but we can execute it. How we can execute? Just call super method. It will take the control to parent class constructor. That is your fifth rule. Overall, 5 rules are done. Next, what? Constructors with respect to inheritance. In that, what did we say? What exactly the first point says? In constructors with respect to inheritance, I think I've considered 4 programs. Yes? Yes, no. Do you remember? Class demo 1, class demo 2 extends demo 1, and then in class demo 1 I have considered variables A, B, and in demo 2 I have considered C, D, and in demo 1 I have considered 2 constructors, one with default, second one with parameterized, same in demo 2 also, and one display method was there. I was creating an object of child class and I am not passing any parameters in constructor and I am calling display method. Okay, so now which object I am creating? Parent or child? Child class. Even though I am creating the object of child class, it will in turn create the object of parent class. How can we tell that? Because we are creating object of child class, but it is allocating the memory for instance variables in parent class also. If you remember, A and B was in demo 1. I have created object of demo 2, but it is allocating memory for A, B also. Getting my point? So what is the first point? If you ask me, if we create an object of child class, it is equivalent to creation of object of parent class as well. Yes, next. Second one. Assume that we will pass the parameters. Okay, then definitely it will go to the child class parameterized constructor. Once it goes to child class parameterized constructor, next what? Inside that by default, super method will be there. That super method will take the control to parent class default constructor or parent class parameterized constructor. That day also you guys have told that parameterized constructor. Today also you guys are about to tell parameterized constructor only, which means you don't remember that. As simple as. Okay. So if we create an object of child class and if we call parameterized constructor, okay, then what will happen? In turn, it will call parent class default constructor only. Why? Because that super method, whatever is there, it is not included by us. It is included by default by compiler. Okay. But however, if we want to call parameterized parent class constructor, then what we should do? We should pass the parameters to your super method. Can we do that? Definitely, yes. Okay. Along with that, we have also told that inside a constructor, you can also have this method call or otherwise super method call. For that, we have written one more program. Is that all clear? Any doubt? Yes, no? What doubt? I asked any doubt. However, constructors with respect to inheritance is done. Next. Inherited methods, overridden methods, as well as specialized methods. What do you mean by inherited methods? Inherited methods are those methods which are inherited from parent class and used as it is in your child class. Overridden methods are those methods which are inherited from parent class and modified in child class according to the requirement of child class. Specialized methods are those methods which are not present in parent class but only available in child class. Here, accordingly, we have considered one example, that is plain example, and then comes your animal example. In plain example, I have considered all the three types of methods, that is inherited, overridden, as well as specialized methods. Yes, that is take off and land were inherited methods, fly was overridden method, and carry cargo was specialized method. Was that all clear? Yes. Next, what? Till your if it is done. Next comes your animal example. That is also, I believe all of you remember that, out of which eat, breathe, and sleep was there. Only eat was overridden method, breathe and sleep were inherited method. There was no specialized method. Then I went with one parent and class example that I have explained. Using that itself, I proceeded with polymorphism. Polymorphism means what? To achieve polymorphism, see, next here, there will be three programs, and here comes your polymorphism. First thing, as a definition you should keep. Definition means what? There is nothing separate definition for this. However, you should tell that definition of polymorphism is nothing but one single entity existing in different forms. One single entity existing in different forms. For an example, if I speak about water, water is polymorphic. Why? Water exists in different forms. Same thing, exists in different forms. What is it? Vapor is there, liquid is there, as well as gaseous state. That is vapor, liquid, and solid state. That is ice cube. Yes or no? That is polymorphic. In a similar way here also. How can I give example? I will tell that. But however, here to achieve this polymorphism, first we should achieve loose coupling. When you want to speak about loose coupling, you should also speak about tight coupling. But however, to achieve polymorphism, we need loose coupling. Yes. What do you mean by loose coupling? You will explain next. What? Loose coupling means what? What do you mean by tight coupling? You tell me. Okay, I'll make it simple. Creating child type reference for child type object. In simple words, tight coupling means what? Creating child type reference for child type object. That is your tight coupling. What do you mean by loose coupling? Parent type reference for your child type object. Getting my point or not? For that, I have given an example also, and I have shown you also how it works. Okay. Ultimately, to achieve polymorphism, there are two versions. Okay. How many versions are there? There are two versions, version 1 and version 2. When should I go with version 1? When I should go with version 2? When should I go with version 1? If the method names are not same. Getting my point? If the method names are not same, the method names are different in every class, then I should go with version 1. Getting my point? When should I go with version 2? When the method names are same. Sir, can I have both the version 1 as well as version 2? Means, can I have version 1 plus version 2 in same class, sir? Yes, definitely you can have this one also. Assume that in every class, there are 3 classes. In all the 3 classes, 200 methods are there, out of which 100 methods are same for every class. Then I will go with version 2 first. And then what about remaining methods? For that I'll go with version 1. Is that clear? Yes or no? Okay. And what is the benefit if I go with version 1? Definitely we'll be able to achieve flexibility. Okay, but will you be able to achieve code reduction? No. If you want to achieve code reduction, then you should go with version 2. So here you should also speak about benefits. Yes. Next what? Benefits is done. Next. I think more or less related to polymorphism is done. Yes. Next comes here. Abstraction, I'll not write it. Directly we'll speak about it. What is there in abstraction? First definition we will keep. Abstraction can be achieved by making use of abstract keyword. Abstract methods are those methods which does not have any body to it, and if there is any method which is not having body inside a class, then you should also make the class as abstract. Getting my point? Then what? Directly did we go there? We have considered one example also. That plain example only we have considered. In parent class it was giving body and none of the child class are using it. So we'll make it as, we'll first keep on removing. But removing will it help? No. Because using that will not be able to achieve any features of object orientation. That is polymorphism we can't achieve, inheritance we can't achieve, nothing can be achieved. So what we'll do? We'll keep it, but we'll make it as abstract. Got my point? So that particular point will change. Then abstraction also will help us to do what? Achieve polymorphism. Yes or no? Okay, next what? Next. Related to abstraction model. I have given few points saying that can we have all the methods as abstract inside abstract class? Yes, no. Can I have all the methods as abstract inside abstract class? Yes. Obviously, yes. All the methods as abstract. Can't I have? Yes. Inside abstract class, can I have all the methods as abstract or not? Yes, we can have. Inside a concrete class, can I have all the methods as abstract? Even if one method is abstract, then definitely you should make the class as abstract. So answer is no. If there is a concrete class, can I have abstract methods as well as concrete methods? Wow, amazing. You should have listened before answering, right? If one person say yes, everyone will say yes. Wow. Question was, that is the reason. You should listen first, think next, and then you should answer. So what is it? My question was, if there is a concrete class, can I have abstract as well as concrete methods? Simple concept. If there is a concrete class, can I have abstract as well as concrete methods is the question. So even if you have one single method as abstract, what you should do? Class should be as abstract. Can you keep the class as concrete? No, which means answer is no. Clear? Okay. That's it, I believe. That was one program related to your bird example. Okay. Then after that, I think object-oriented approach we have discussed. Yes, we have written one program to find the area of rectangle, circle, and square. Okay, wherein first we have done it without with non-object-oriented approach. Next, we have done it using object-oriented approach. In object-oriented approach, what is the benefit? We will be able to achieve all the 4 pillars of Java, that is encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, everything we will be able to achieve, so that we should go with object-oriented approach. The next point in your abstraction will be, can we have constructor inside your abstract class? Can I have constructor inside a abstract class? I can have it, but can I call it by myself directly? Normally, when exactly a constructor will get called? Whenever we create a object of it. Yes, but can I create an object of abstract class? No. So when it will get called? To child class, super method. Yes. So can I make constructor as abstract? Why? Abstract method means what basically? Abstract method means what?
Do not
There
have
should not be
body.
any body to it. If I make constructor as abstract, what will happen? By default, you are trying to say that there will not be any body for that constructor. But you think an answer to my question. If I make the constructor as abstract, what will happen? Super method should not be there. But don't you think by default, whether you write or you don't write, by default, super method will be there? Yes or no? So you can never make the constructor as abstract. These points I have discussed. Clear? Can I assume that there is a class which is having all the methods as concrete, means concrete methods are there. Can I still make the classes abstract? All the methods are concrete, but still can I make the classes abstract? Definitely yes. But when should I make it? Whenever I don't want anyone to be able to create an object of that class, then I'll make that particular class as abstract, even though everything is concrete inside that. Clear? And then final and abstract, are they possible combination, or is it a legal combination? Possible, I mean abstract and final. You can never make abstract class as final. You can never make abstract method as final. Variable anyways will not come. Clear? Clear or not? Why you cannot make it? I believe you still remember. Yes. Next, speaking about interface. I don't know how many of you still remember that code. If you don't remember also, it is fine until and unless you are able to remember the rules properly. Okay, what did I give? I'll not take much time. An interface can have any number of implementations. Using interface, we can achieve polymorphism. Using interface, we can achieve standardization. We cannot create an object of interface. We can create a reference of interface. It is not compulsory for an implementing class to give the body for all the methods present in an interface. However, the respective class should be made as abstract. You remember asking a sorry concept I have told. You are accepted for some marriage or something and you cannot marry later. So you want to break it. So at least you should speak sorry like that. I have given one example. So it is like, it is not compulsory for an implementing class, okay, to give the body for all the methods. However, in implementing class, I don't wish to give the body for multiplication method. Then what I'll do? You should make the class as abstract. Okay, means it is not complete. Someone else will complete it like that. Next, downcasting means what? Can we have specialized methods in my implementing class? Definitely yes. But can I access those specialized methods by making use of interface type reference? No. Okay. However, if you want to access, you should perform downcasting. Okay. One single class, can it implement from multiple interfaces? Yes. This will also help to overcome multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance which is not permitted in Java, that will be possible here. It is not inheritance though, but however, we will be able to implement it from multiple interfaces. Okay. So next, a class can extend another class as well as implement an interface. Yes. However, extend should always come first. And I believe you remember one example also for this one. Yes. That is your runnable interface. Thread class, that one. Okay. Next it is one interface can extend another interface, one interface cannot implement another interface. A method by default will be public and abstract. Why it is public, why it is abstract? A variable by default will be a variable inside an interface by default will be online. Online.
Yes, sir.
I want the answer is what I was asking. Inside an interface by default, a variable will be what? This silence, you can maintain it here. That too, if I take online students' names and apps, then it will not be a good, idea. And if I make you guys to turn on the camera, because ultimately in interview you should turn on camera. You should speak. Okay, in mock interview also, online students don't think that, sir, anyways we are online, so you can't ask anything.
Sir,
I'll
all
make
the
sure the
variables
cameras.
would be public, static, and final.
Perfect. Your good name?
Sumati, sir.
Sumati. Right answer. All the variables inside interface will be public, static, and final by default. Public because it should be visible for all the implementing classes. Static because I just want to maintain one single copy. I don't want to keep separate copies for each implementing class. So one single copy should be there. So I will make it as static. And then final because no one should be able to change the value. And last rule but not the least, empty interface is permitted in Java. Empty interface is also called as tagged interface or marker interface. Clear? Yes or no? And then exception handling and multi-threading, I believe that was so recent. I think I have done multiple times. Should I discuss that? Except, huh? Right. Writing, I don't want to write. I'm done with writing. Done. If possible, I'll add it in last of PPT. Okay, in last of PPT, in exception handling, I'll add one sheet. There I'll add. With respect to exception handling, what all you should remember. Okay, so that it will be easy for you. However, just to recollect it, exception and error are the same. Let me write only. After writing this much, what is the topic in dealing with that? Here, quickly, in exception topic, what all you should speak? Error and exception are the same.
No, sir.
Answer is no. Then immediately you should discuss what is the difference between compile time error, runtime error, and exception. Just give the definition. And then why exception handling is important, because multiple devices or multiple users will get affected. Then how safe it is in Java? How safe it is in Java? It will never be able to reach system crash. Always it will reach default exception handler, but never it will reach system crash. Next. So first time, what is the benefit if you include user-defined exception handler? That is, connection will be terminated. Okay, normally. Yes or no? If I use user-defined exception handler, connection will be terminated normally, but default exception handler, it will handle it, but connection will not be terminated. Yes or no? For that, I have written one program. Later, I changed that program to lengthier program, wherein multiple exception chances are there. Yes or no? So what we should do, if we keep one single default exception handler, then I'll keep getting, sorry, if I keep one single user-defined exception handler for that program, we will keep getting the same output for every type of mistake. So what we have done, we can overcome this by making use of multiple catch block. Yes. And we should have generic catch block at the end of all the other catch blocks. Then comes your propagation. Propagation means what? Whenever exception occurs in any particular method, directly it will not go to your where? Directly it will not go to default exception handler. However, what will happen? It will go to caller method, there it will check, from there it will go to its caller method, there it will check, and at last if there is no try catch anywhere, then it will go to default exception handler. That is your propagation. And three ways to manage. Whenever exception occurs, there are three ways to manage an exception, that is handling the exception, rethrowing, and ducking. Handling means using try catch. Rethrowing means try catch, throw, throws, and finally. And ducking means just throws. When I should go with handling? Caller method, and exception should be handled because there is a connection. Then I should go with handling. When should I go with rethrowing? After handling, if I want to pass that information to caller method, then I should go with rethrowing. What is the purpose of finally? After using throw keyword, whatever below statements are there, that will not get executed. However, even if you are using throw, first it should execute these statements and then it should go back to caller method. Then I should go with what? Finally, block. Okay, and then comes your ducking. When there is no connection, I'll not handle it. I'll just inform. You be careful, whoever is calling me, there might be a chance that you will get an exception. So you handle it. I don't want to handle because there is no connection. Okay, next what? I have told about hierarchy. In hierarchy, I discussed about checked and unchecked. Checked exceptions are those exceptions wherein compiler will force you to handle it and then proceed. Unchecked are, it will not force you to handle in the beginning itself. Means compiler will not force. You proceed. Once you get exception, you will only come back. It will leave. But checked means compiler will force you. Now only you handle and then you proceed. Got my point? And the next what? Runtime error. That is, I have shown one error, that is stack overflow error. Can we handle error? Runtime error, can I handle it? No. But exception, can I handle? Yes. But error, you can never handle. Clear with this? Yes. And then next what? LSP, rules, and at last, custom exceptions. LSP rules means Lisco substitution principles. Overall, there are 4 rules. And the next one is custom exceptions. LSP rules, what does it say? It is not compulsory for an overridden method in a child class to throw the same exception. If you want, you can throw, or if you don't want, you can just keep it as it. Okay, next what? Second one. You can't throw different type of exceptions in parent method and overridden method. You can't throw different types of exceptions. Sir, is it possible? I want to throw different types of exceptions, sir. Is it possible? Yes, when there is easier relationship. Okay, there should be easier relationship, and in parent class only parent exception should be there. Then it will work. And what about the fourth one? Apart from parent child, is there any other way where we can use different exceptions? Yes, if at all, if it is all unchecked exceptions, then it is still possible. These are the 4 rules of your LSP. Okay, next, custom exceptions. When whatever exceptions that are given is not sufficient for you, then what you will do? You will create your own exception. How will you create? By creating one class and making it as a child class of exception class. Second point, by overriding get message method. Yes, whatever we are able to do using exception, we can do it by if and else also. Then why should I use exception? Because if it is if and else, we can't pass that exception information to whom? Caller method. And here I have also considered one thing called consequences. Whenever exception occurs, what will happen? That with a proper diagram you should explain. That is, one exception report will be generated, one exception object will be generated, those things. Got it? Yes, no. Any doubt till here? That finishes your exception. Only multi-threading is left out, that I'll discuss tomorrow. Will that be fine? Okay. For now, I'll be. Oh shit. It became 11 already. Fine, guys. Fine then. I'll be continuing tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm not sure whether class will be there or not. Okay, it depends. Anyways, I'll not take it. Okay, I don't want to take tomorrow. Tomorrow class will not be there. Saturday, Sunday is not compulsory, right? Is there anyone who is thinking that Saturday, Sunday is compulsory? I don't think so. I was taking it. For what reason I was taking? Reason you guys know. I don't want to tell it now, but now I don't want to tell. As simple as that. So Saturday, Sundays will not be there. Regularly, weekdays it will be there. 2 hours it will be there. I don't want to pressurize you guys because I can see your pressure. Okay. So I don't want to pressurize you. So 2 hours only will be there. Okay. Don't worry. Fine. I believe the class is not really a waste because this class is much more important than all the technical concepts. Technical concepts, anyways, I can do it. Whenever I want to finish, if I take 1 day for 6 hours, it will get over. But this one is much more important. At least you decide whether you want to watch this recording or not. You didn't listen, no worries, don't listen. Okay. But after doing this much, if I'm taking mock interview, okay, definitely I'll expect something. And if I don't get something, then definitely I do have right to speak. I'll speak. And after I start speaking, if you are feeling uncomfortable, I'm not responsible. So you think you want to prepare or not? And again, you need not prepare just because I'll say something, I'll scold something. You should prepare for you to get a job. Forget about preparing for what I did or what I speak. You should prepare for you to get a job. No, sir, I don't want to prepare. Don't prepare. Just tell me that, sir, my wish, I don't want to prepare simply for time pass I'm attending. I'm anyways, jobless, I'm hopeless, and I'm, shameless also. Then do it. If not, you should prepare. As simple as that. Okay. Anyways, within this time, 3 of them left. Wow. I can identify who are those. That is not big deal. Expected it was. Let them do. Okay. Let them do. I'll speak about it. However, let me take screenshot once. No. Don't worry. Anyone from online, offline left? From here, did anyone leave now? No, that is not a problem. Even if you leave, that is not a problem. Online, I just told them. Okay. Online, guys, I'll share the PDF today in your drive itself. Okay, you can view it. From there, you can copy your notes as well. From there, you can refer it as well. I'll check from management whether I can give download access or not. Okay, thereafter I'll proceed. Got it? But however, again, it is a request that don't share it to anyone. No, sir, I want to share. Do it. If you share it also, what I will lose? Will I lose anything? I will hardly get to know us. If you share it, is very good. I'll put my name also, created by Naveen. I'll make it as Waterman. Keep sharing. I'll give my number also. Okay. If you have any further queries, contact me. They will contact you. Fine then. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.